What if I told you the Cleveland Browns' entire season could pivot on one Instagram like? I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me here because what's unfolding right now in Cleveland is way bigger than social media drama. We're talking about a franchise at a crossroads, a fan base on fire, and a decision that could either ignite this team or leave them spiraling into another lost season. And trust me, you're going to want to hear every word of this. All right, let's cut through the noise and talk about what's really happening with your Cleveland Browns. Right now, at 2 wins deep into the season, the team is staring down a bye week that feels less like a break and more like a referendum on everything this organization stands for. The quarterback situation has become the elephant in the room that nobody can ignore anymore, and it's tearing the fan base right down the middle. On one side, you got people defending the status quo. On the other, you've got a growing army calling for something radical, something bold, something that involves a young quarterback named Shedeur Sanders. Now, before you think this is just another hot take fueled by desperation, let me paint the full picture for you. During this bye week, something interesting happened. Shedeur Sanders, the son of NFL legend Deion Sanders and one of the most talked about young quarterbacks in the country, liked an Instagram post. Not just any post, mind you, but one specifically calling for him to start against the Jets when Cleveland comes back from a break. In the world of professional sports, that's basically lighting a match in a room full of gasoline. It's a signal, intentional or not, that he sees what's being said, he knows the fans want him, and maybe, just maybe, he's ready to answer that call. But let's rewind for a second and understand how we even got here. The Browns started this season with Joe Flacco under center, a veteran with a Super Bowl ring and enough experience to supposedly stabilize the position. That didn't last long. After a few games that left everyone wanting more, the team pivoted to rookie Dillon Gabriel, hoping his fresh energy and arm talent could spark something special. And look, Gabriel has shown flashes. There have been moments where you see the potential, where you think maybe this kid could be the answer. But here's the brutal truth that every Browns fan already knows. Flashes don't win games in the AFC North. Consistency does. Execution does. And right now, with the offense sputtering and the wins not piling up, patience is wearing dangerously thin. Enter Shedeur Sanders, stage left. This isn't just some random backup who happened to be on the roster. Sanders comes with pedigree, comes with hype, and comes with college tape that makes you lean forward in your chair. His arm talent is undeniable. His leadership qualities have been praised by everyone who's worked with him. And perhaps most importantly for a fan base that's been burned more times than they can count, he represents something Browns fans desperately crave: hope. Hope that maybe this time will be different. Hope that the next great Browns quarterback story is finally about to be written. Social media has absolutely exploded over this. Twitter has become a battlefield where Browns fans are going to war over what should happen next. Some are firing off passionate tweets demanding Kevin Stefanski be shown the door, arguing that he's not maximizing the talent on this roster and that his conservative approach is strangling any chance at offensive creativity. Others are taking it even further, suggesting that if Stefanski stays in charge and Sanders does get a shot, the coach might actually sabotage him out of spite or stubbornness. Now, is that fair? Probably not. Is it hyperbolic? Absolutely. But it tells you everything you need to know about the frustration bubbling underneath the surface in Cleveland right now. Then you've got the more level-headed faction, the fans who are simply saying, look, if Sanders has the goods, if he's got the confidence and the ability, then why are we waiting? The season is slipping away. Every week that passes with underwhelming quarterback play is another week closer to irrelevance. Give the kid a shot against the Jets, and let's see what he's got. What's the worst that could happen that isn't already happening? And honestly, it's hard to argue with that logic when you're staring at a 2-win record and a playoff picture that's getting blurrier by the day. But it gets even wilder. There's a segment of the fan base that's calling for a complete nuclear option. Fire Stefanski. Start Sanders. Explore trades. Some are even whispering about Deshaun Watson's future with the team, wondering if there's any scenario where he factors back into the equation or if that ship has completely sailed. It's chaos, it's messy, and it's exactly the kind of drama that defines a franchise searching for answers in the middle of a crisis. Here's where it gets tricky, though. Despite all the noise, all the social media frenzy, all the fans practically begging for Sanders to get his chance, the Browns coaching staff has been radio silent about who's actually starting after the bye. And that silence is deafening. It tells us that internally, this decision is far from made. Stefanski and his staff are probably weighing 1,000 different factors. Do we trust Gabriel to continue developing? Do we throw Sanders into the fire and risk damaging his confidence if things go south? Do we owe it to the fan base to make a change, or do we stick to our process regardless of external pressure? These are the questions keeping the coaching staff up at night, and honestly, there's no easy answer. Some insiders believe Stefanski is leaning toward keeping Gabriel as the starter, at least for now. The thinking goes that Gabriel has more NFL reps, more familiarity with the system, and that rushing Sanders onto the field could backfire spectacularly. There's logic there, sure. But with Sanders liking that Instagram post, he's basically waving his hand saying he's ready. He wants in. And that kind of confidence, that kind of hunger, is exactly what struggling teams often need to shake things up. This whole saga reminds me of so many NFL stories where talented young quarterbacks get caught in the crossfire between coaching philosophies, organizational timelines, and fan expectations. It's a pressure cooker situation where everyone has an opinion and nobody really knows the right answer until it plays out on the field. The Browns have to balance immediate needs with long-term development. They have to consider whether starting Sanders now gives them the best chance to win, or whether it's a panic move that could set both him and the team back. And let's not forget the context we're operating in. The AFC North isn't some cupcake division where you can afford to experiment and figure things out on the fly. You got the Ravens with their explosive offense, the Bengals with their own championship aspirations, and the Steelers who always seem to find a way to be competitive no matter what. Every single game matters. Every decision carries weight. The margin for error is razor thin, and the Browns are already behind the 8 ball. The matchup against the Jets after the bye isn't just another game on the schedule. It's a statement game. It's a chance to show the league, show the fans, and show themselves that this season isn't lost, that there's still fight left in this team. Now about those Jets. They're not exactly a pushover. Their defense is nasty, particularly that front seven that can wreck your game plan in a heartbeat. Their secondary creates turnovers and makes quarterbacks uncomfortable. Whoever starts at quarterback for Cleveland is going to need poise, decision-making, and the ability to make plays when the structure breaks down. Sanders, with his improvisational skills and big arm, could theoretically unlock some explosive plays that this offense desperately needs. But that's all speculation until we see him in action against NFL-level competition. What's really at stake here goes way beyond one game or one quarterback controversy. We're talking about the future trajectory of this franchise. Are the Browns building something sustainable, or are they just spinning their wheels in mediocrity? Can they finally create a winning culture that lasts, or will this be another false start in a long line of disappointments? The Sanders situation has become symbolic of all these bigger questions. It represents the tension between playing it safe and taking a risk, between trusting the process and demanding immediate results, between hope and cynicism. Browns fans have seen it all. The heartbreak, the occasional glimpse of greatness, the draft busts, the coaching changes, all of it. But right now, there's an energy in the air that feels different. Sanders has captured the imagination of a fan base desperate for a hero. That Instagram might seem trivial to outsiders, but to Browns fans, it was a spark. It was acknowledgement. It was possibility. And now everyone's waiting to see if that spark turns into a flame or fizzles out before it ever gets started. Before we wrap this up, if you're loving this breakdown and you want to stay ahead of every twist and turn in this wild Brown season, do me a favor. Smash that like button right now, subscribe to Browns Breakout, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We're building something special here, a community of fans who aren't afraid to have real conversations about this team we love. Your support means everything, so let's keep growing this thing together. Look, whatever happens in the coming weeks, whether it's Sanders stepping into the spotlight or Gabriel getting another chance to prove himself, the eyes of the NFL world are going to be watching Cleveland. This is a defining moment for the franchise. The decision the coaching staff makes will echo through the rest of this season and potentially beyond. And you can bet that Browns fans will be right there, passionate as ever, ready to either celebrate a bold move or question another missed opportunity. That's what makes this fan base special. They care. They invest. They believe even when it's hard to believe. So here's the real question for you. What do you think should happen? Is Shadur or Sanders ready to be the guy? Should Stefanski hand him the keys against the Jets and let him show what he's got? Or is sticking with Gabriel the smarter, safer play that gives this team the best chance to turn things around? I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this conversation is just getting started. And trust me, I'll be back soon with more deep dives, more analysis, and more of everything Browns. This season is far from over, And the best part about being a Browns fan is that you never know what's coming next. Stay locked in, stay passionate, and let's see how this story unfolds together. The next chapter is about to be written, and I have a feeling it's going to be one we remember for a long time.